So I'm Ted Asherman. I live on the Falmouth Road. I've lived here pretty much, as they say, pretty much my whole life.
My name is Kate Butler-Thomas, and I live in Falmouth, and I've been here since 2002.
Well, I'm from Maine originally and lived away in Washington, D.C. and Boston for a period of time, and we had kids, and when they became school-aged, we decided that this would be an excellent place to raise them. We wanted a greater sense of community and connectivity to our community, so Falmouth absolutely fit the bill.
Open space is just really, really important to have it. It doesn't exist the way. When I grew up in Falmouth, this whole area was farms.
This is why we live in Maine, right? So we can get outside and enjoy the natural beauty. We enjoy going over to Blackstrap and using those trails. We were just over there this past weekend snowshoeing.
We all hike out there, we snowshoe, we run. We got a dog a couple of years ago, and so we walk our dog daily out there, and it's absolutely become the greatest asset of where we live.
I think a lot of people that come to Falmouth, they come here perhaps because there's a wonderful school system and they're aware of that. And then they get here and they realize that, wow, Falmouth is pretty unique. It has all these open spaces, and the culture of community in that respect is very important. To me, it's a lot about preserving not only the land, but that sense of community.
This is a wonderful aspect of where we live, and I absolutely loved it and wanted to preserve this for my children and their children one day.
I feel like my kids have had such a great childhood, being able to get out in nature daily. You can't put a price on that.
My name's Jenny Grimm, and I'm the Executive Director of the Falmouth Land Trust. The coast of Maine, to me, it's who I am. It defines us as a people. It's a beautiful part of the world and really special. I have worked in conservation in Asia, in South Asia, and tropical forests in the Arctic, and nowhere has it been as exciting and rewarding to support conservation than in the place that I consider my home.
This is where we live, and we're trying to preserve the wonderful nature of where we live.
Part of our job at the Land Trust is to help people realize that the properties and the land supports our life support system in terms of our clean air, our clean water, our riverways, our inshore fisheries, our habitat, all the birds we see at our bird feeders, you know, the kind of quality of life that we have here that's so unique and special. I think there's a misconception that when a property is protected, it can just, you know, sit there and not have any active management done to it. But actually, we do need to manage for invasive species. We need to keep our trails cleared. We need to keep signage current so people know where they are.
You know, certainly one of the biggest accomplishments over the years of the Land Trust has been in West Falmouth with the Blackstrap Hill Preserve. I was involved with the acquisition of that, and then certainly our newer property, the Hurricane Valley Farm.
That property was purchased with a lot of small donation dollars from within our community, so it's a very exciting new venture for the Land Trust. The focus has always really been on conserving land. Right now we're really excited to connect kids with that land and help other people, in our community engage with the work that's been done and bring it forward for another generation.
I was very happy to learn that Falmouth Land Trust is working more and more with the schools and getting the kids outside and working in education and conservation.
I think one of our jobs is to strengthen our community's connection to the land and our community's connection to each other, and sort of play that role of bringing people together.
Recognize that by large part, all of this in the town of Falmouth is because volunteers are involved. And if you value that, get involved, give back, spend some time. It doesn't have to be all that much.
The Land Trust has always been a volunteer effort. It's amazing how much has been accomplished by dedicated board members and stewards and volunteers.
It's just so rewarding to know that, I'll have an impact on saving land in the community that we live in.
We're all stewards of, 47 parcels of land that this land trust has worked very hard to preserve over time, and I expect more will be preserved, and it's a tremendous effort, but not so much when we do it as a community.
I think everybody can get involved in being part of that story, the story of the next 300 years of Falmouth. What is it going to mean? What kind of story are we going to write here?